Hello peeps. Hello. Welcome back to the live stream. It's been a while. I could see I last streamed on the 5th of March. So it's like, a week ago. Solomon, finally, I'm in your live stream. It's been a while. Yeah, I remember your name, for sure. Ah, you're in school, okay. Yeah, but it usually is around this, a little earlier maybe. Well, but it is usually around this time I'm streaming, because for me this is after work. So it's 5 minutes to 5 in the afternoon. Pew pew. Circle, hello. Circle, Xanox, and Machiwak 10. He's here too. He was the first one. And Leonal. Oh, it's been a while, Leonal. Haven't played the game in over a year, I believe. Okay, then, Cernax, you will be. Whoa. Why is it so laggy? What? Okay, it's over. No? What? Okay, it's just a preview. The preview on my OBS is super low FPS. Okay, we'll just close our eyes for it and then just continue. But it looks really weird. Yeah, if you haven't been playing for a year, you will be surprised when you see the game in a moment, because it's actually changed a lot. Anyway, so let's have a look here. Okay, it looks really odd. I can, it's total super distracting. Now we have what? Now we have two. What is going on? Okay, come on. What? Hello, Amnesty. Okay, now it's running fine again. But why do we have a... Okay, test. It's amazing how many issues I have lately with this. Okay, wait a second. Oh, okay, so this is the... okay, now I see. Okay. Yes, okay. I don't know why it was lagging, but now I can at least see why it's not. And here's gone. Okay. Anyway. But the previous is fine now, I'm saying, and then it just becomes super laggy. I'm so tired of freaking issues. Oh, maybe. No, I don't. But my video card is using all 100%. What? Yeah. Okay, wait. This one? Sorry for all this freaking. Is it this? Stop. Anyway, let's see. It's so weird because OBS is using, now it's using, okay, it's 60% of my GPU now. That's a lot. On what? Good morning, Berto. Up late. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, anyway, let's get to it. Because I have something here. So the last couple of streams, I've started out with this little slide here, what happened since the last live stream, and then afterwards, what's happening in this live stream. And usually we don't get through everything in this live stream. So what happened since last? Mortars are now reloadable. I don't know if you remember, but you couldn't reload it before. It was only working once. I fixed that. And also I fixed that the fuse is now loaded in the mortar and then made invisible after it's used. But you'll see that in a moment. So I don't think we'll get everything done today, but what I'm currently working on is an issue with mortars not being network invisible at the right time. I'll show that in a moment. And then afterwards, once that is working, we are in a state where everything is kind of working for closed beta testers to try it out, like Amnesty, try out the new mod tools to build mortars and shells. There's still a lot of things I want to improve, but I can do that hopefully while the closed beta testers are testing it out. Like sound for when it's going into the tube is missing, and there's a lot of stuff. But to create the mod tools, I want to have a dummy mortar and a dummy shell as I have for all the other stuff, for the ones of you who know the mod tools. So I'm gonna build that fast, hopefully, and then actually build the mod tools and then try out the mod tools myself in my own little mod sample project. But yeah, let's see how far we get. Let's first take a look here on the current issue. And normally, as I said last time too, I'm going full screen with these, but I can't because there is an issue in either my machine or Unity or whatever. But for the ones of you who haven't seen the latest version of, okay, I can actually do it in another way. Just for now, see, there's something whack here. Wait a second. Sanox, so if you haven't seen it for a year, this is the new look of the game. Multiplayer, single player, not working. I'm soon gonna work on that so I can start see that working. Then we have the workshop as we used to know. It will eventually change its look to be the new some other, but for now it's good enough, so I'm just leaving it. Settings is one of the next thing I'm gonna update because I need a lot of more settings, and yeah, for various things. Then we have this new thing, which is the start page, and then of course quit, and then the multiplayer here where we have servers and we can create our own, and that's what we are gonna do now because I'm testing something. And over here to the right, we are gonna check this little join code, and because I'm the host on the left here, so I'm the host over here, and you can also see from outside now characters, and then we copy the join code from the host and then join by the client. So yeah, sadly I can't get the picture, half full screen in both of them, so you can see more due to that weird bug we have currently in either my machine or Unity. But so what we can take a look at is that I have these two mortar and shell, just some dummy images here. So you can see here Amnesty. Since last time I've actually extended the mortar to now have 3, and it could be really the number of tubes that you wanted. And maybe we should do this here just so I can show that off. So right now I have 2 here, so I can now take a shell. I can either dump it directly in. There's no sound as I said, but then there is a custom fuse going out here that is specific to this shell. This fuse is pretty low poly and thick, but it's there. And I can also take them like this and then go over here and it will snap into that. and snap into this one. I'm gonna do something so it's easier to pop these in, I think, because already I'm a bit annoyed of how difficult it actually is. So here we have the three yeah, loaded up with, right now it's loaded up with the same shell, but it could be different ones. That should already work. I haven't tested that, but that will work. But we will see that later on, hopefully. And now I can also fuse each of them. So like if I'm doing like here, we have this one here, then I can do something like this here, and then to this one, whoops, this one, and then back again, and then this one. So each fuse is a separate fuse. And that looks very like, yeah, obviously, but it was not so easy to do due to the way, yeah, network and things work. But anyway, so we have this set up here, and we can just, to see if things are synced up correctly, we can go over here and we can have a look. It looks the same over here, so that's perfect. So now comes the issue. Let's, maybe we can do that from the client here. Okay, so to the right is the client. And one of the things that I've implemented is that to save bandwidth and save power on the host, because the host is have to update everything that is going on in the game. Dang, not much of a multiplayer person. Yeah, that's fair enough, but you can still eventually play single player. Okay, but one of the things in multiplayer to make it perform better network-wise is that when you are getting far away from networked items on the client, they will disappear, so that the host doesn't have to update the client, and the client don't have to update position and stuff like that. So you can, if you see here, you have this one here. I can go back, and in a moment I will zoom in so you can see it, because I think it's too small. I don't know if you can see it, but it's gone now over here. So let's see when it comes back here. So now it's back again. So let's go back again. So the idea is, because you know it's a fireworks game and you would like to see fireworks on the other side of the map if you were playing in a whatever map, basically. It would be kind of boring if you couldn't see the fireworks going on at your friend's house at the other side of the map. So therefore I have some logic that says that when it's a firework and it's actually ignited, it should actually be shown to everybody, because else they won't see the firework. So yeah, it's kind of like an LOD, yeah. Except this is not only, LOD is only if it's visible or not. In this case, it's yeah, if it's visible or not for the client, but it's also if it's updated via the network or not. So right now, if I'm on the host here, moving this one around, that position is not sent to the client. Anyway, yeah, so you want to see stuff going on at the other side of the map. So if I, for instance, take this one, you can see that now on the right. I don't know if it's too small for you, but it's updated. And the reason it is because it's because I placed it statically. I have some other logic that say if it's static, you can see it far away. Anyway, long story. But so that was actually a bad example. Let's take a cake instead. And we can just put it here. And you can see over here, you cannot see it. I'm just trying to explain what issue I'm trying to fix here. So you can see as soon as I ignite it here, or as soon as it starts firing off, you will see over here that it's shown, and you can also see the effect going on. So that's how it should work, right? These new ones are a little different, because as you will see here, when I ignite this one, see over here. So I don't know if you noticed it, but the mortar is now shown, but the effect was not there. So it's something like, and that's what I'm trying to figure out now. It's like it's firing off too fast compared to it's not syncing up correctly, at least. Because because now it's already shown. So if I do like this, you will most likely see it to the right over here. Yep. There it goes. So that works. And the same goes with this one, because now it is actually shown. Yeah. Okay. So let's see if we can fix this. Let me just check something here. It's crazy how OBS uses 60% of my GPU. Anyway, so let's do like this, let's do like this, and let's go in here. Yeah, because I want to see this one. The launch date have changed. What I'm thinking is going on is that as part of the mortar tube being being set up, we reset the launch state. No, wait a second. I want to ignite it. Oh yeah, so launch state here. Let's see here. Ground shells. Yeah, you can also put the shells on the ground. I can show that in a moment. Yeah, that works too. Spawned. Okay. So I have a network. I have a log message here saying that the mortar tube is spawned here when it's spawned, and then I have another one that indicates once the launch state is changed. I won't bore you with the details of what that means, but I think it's the order of these two that there is an issue with somehow. Let's try and start up again. Ground. So, let's see. So we go here. So we can just, for the fun of it, spawn a few of these, and let's also make it dark just for now, just for the fun of it. Like that. And then we can take the client. We can also, here on the client to the right, I know it's still hard for you to see, but when I go back here, they should disappear, right? So the shells are gone now. So let's try and ignite them, and let's see if we can actually see it. So ignite this one. So that works. Okay. Let's make it day again so we can better see what we're doing. That's why I've set it to start on day now, because it's easier to see what's happening. So let's spawn again here. So we spawn this rack here, and then we put in, oops, and then let's delete this one. So we cannot see it over here, so that's still good. That's another thing. Okay, let's see. I'm interested in these log messages. Let's see what's happening. So over here we see that it only logged that the mortar tube default, the 2 and the 1, was spawned, but there was no state updated And why is that? Maybe I should put out the current state here. Current launch state. Wait a second. Are we setting? We're resetting it here. Yeah, let's see again. It is something with the timing of this one. Because if this doesn't work, we won't get this we won't get a synchronized, you know, chaos when everything is just blowing up. So this is actually very important. Hey, Truxie. So let's see here. So now we're logging out the current state when the mortar tube is loaded. We can also, while it's starting up, if you want to be fancy. We are actually, I don't know if you're here, Amnesty, but I changed it a bit. So, and I'm gonna change it even more, I think, because right now, a mortar consists of a mortar script, basically. So it's a mortar script plus, and that's kind of the whole thing. And then the tube one is a mortar tube script, if that makes sense. So there's one mortar that have like many of these tubes, and it's these tubes that are individually spawned, you could say, which is causing some problems. Anyway, they're not actually spawning individually, but their network behavior is spawned individually because they have their own life. Each of the tubes have its own launch state because it needs to know which one of them have been fired off. Salute shells and they explode on the ground in a chain. Yeah, Sullivan, that happens already. And some people think it's funny. Some people think it's annoying, especially if they spend time setting up something that they want to show off and then it all goes up. But what can I do? That's how it works. Now we have to find out some way to let players that want to play like that, and people that don't want to be interrupted. But again, you can just don't make a public game if you don't want to have all the morons in there destroying your stuff. Anyway, so okay, so let's run off again. So here we go. So we are far away. Let's clear the logs and let's go in here and then ignite this one. Let's see. Okay. Whoops. So the launch state is actually that it's being spawned. And the launch state of the first one is true. So it should actually be going off. And why is that not happening? Thought it was an easy fix, this one. Let's see again. So now it's gone again. Let's just see. Do we see it to the right? We don't, right? We just see it comes. Yeah, so we don't see the effect here. It's not firing off the effect. And why is that? Because we are getting into this with a launch state set to true. So that means it goes into this one. Is shell loaded? It should be at this point. So why is it not launching the mortar? Shell is loaded. That's just this behavior that should be set to at this point, because it's set up already here. The loaded shell value. So this is set up here.